Hi there. My name is Lauren Heistad. I am the author to the book Homecoming, which I'm finding pretty ironic actually today because I have returned home, closed up my business, and came here for many reasons, really. But hey, that's 70 chapters in, and we don't need to worry about that right now. Today, we're just going to pick up where we left off, which is actually continuing a promise to myself, a promise to tell my story. Okay? All right. Chapter 2 is where we left off, so we will start there. It is called Hope Conquers All. It does. Okay. This story is about hope. Hope is one of the largest obstacles I've ever had to overcome in my healing practice. And it's not so much that I did not always have a strong belief in hope system for myself. My issue stemmed from a fear of giving hope to others. It has taken me many experiences and lessons to get to the point where I do not fear or worry about spreading hope. But here's where it started. One morning, as I woke up from a deep slumber, my deceased grandpa greeted me. He was standing by my bedside, requesting I pass on a message to my dad. He said, "Tell your dad he does not have to worry about his health. Everything is okay, and it is not his time to go home to heaven." As I slowly started to comprehend the encounter that had just occurred, I rubbed the sleep from my eyes and double-checked my memory banks. Dad had never expressed or discussed any health problems. I'd also not heard from my grandpa's spirit in many, many years. Why had he come to me now? And to what health issues was he referring? Should I approach my dad with this information? In my mind, I was imagining a scenario where my dad was not worried about his health until I mentioned the vision. Then he promptly became stressed and worried. And for this reason, and of course many others, I was too afraid to talk to my dad about the experience, and instead I kept the message of hope to myself. About 2 weeks later, my mom and dad came for a visit, and it was at that time that we heard the news. My dad had been diagnosed with cancer. We were all heartbroken and concerned for his well-being. Of course, I immediately remembered the message of hope from Grandpa and was trying to get up the courage to deliver it. During this time of my life, I was still very closed off to my family about my experiences and conversations with the other side. As everyone in the room continued to talk, I drifted off from our conversation and began to plan my speech. I imagined it would go something like this. "So funny thing happened the other day. You know your dad? The one that's been dead for 25 years? Well, he stopped by." From my thoughts, I was jolted back into the room from my dad's conversation and mounting anxiety levels. He was sharing with the family all the different medical treatment options that were available. Dad was incredibly stressed for his new reality and was having trouble deciding which avenue to take. The unknown scared him so much. With his mounting fear and anxiety level, mine too began to escalate. My apprehension of sharing the message of hope kicked into high gear, and with it, my speech flew right out the window. What would happen if I told Dad Grandpa's message? Would it change Dad's decision on which treatment option to pursue? Would this change affect the intended outcome and my Grandpa's message of hope? I stayed silent once again. There would be no message of hope delivered that day. In fact, I never did deliver that message of hope during his illness. My dad eventually pursued a few cancer treatment options and was able to fight the disease. Grandpa was right. It was not his time to go. All is well in my dad's world once again. Even so, I've always regretted not having the confidence to pass on the message when I was asked. The hope was there to make a very stressful situation into one that could have been easier for my dad. I was given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, and I was too scared to take action. This encounter would be one of many great lessons in my life. Filled with regret and disappointment in myself, I vowed to respond if ever presented with a similar opportunity. Next time, I would not be afraid to speak up and give someone a message of hope. But would Spirit trust me enough to provide another chance? Turns out I would be given many opportunities within this life to pass on messages of hope. Just a sec. This book is very heavy. I just have to set it down. Literally. Not even metaphorically. Literally, I need to set it down. Okay, sorry. I'll continue. Yes, what I have learned since having more experiences in the field and watching Spirit work in wondrous ways is the simple fact that everything happens for a reason, and everything happens in a time. When it's not a person's time to go, it's not their time to go. This decision is made on a soul level, and although we may not always be consciously aware of the outcome, once the decision is made to stay, our bodies will respond and recover. From that perspective, it would not have mattered. It would not have mattered what treatment decision my dad made. The outcome would have been the same. My dad was destined to be a cancer survivor. I have also learned another aspect about hope, even for those whose time has come. Never be afraid to give someone hope, even in their final moments here on earth. Hope is what makes our spirits soar. Hope is what brings light into our lives and brings us closer to God. And it was in those magical moments, hope bridges heaven and earth, enabling our soul to reach its destiny and continue the journey, wherever that journey may be. Okay, activating your SOULworks. Our spirit guides and departed loved ones often seek to communicate in the wee hours of the morning, just as we are waking up from a night of slumber. My grandpa and many others have chosen this method to get my attention over the years. That's actually how we ended up reading this chapter today. Many have used this method to get my attention over the years. This is because our logical minds have yet to kick into high gear and our hearts are still within the dream world. It is during this lucid state we are substantially more open to hear, see, and feel their interactions. The same concept is true when in a full dream state, although in this case symbolism is often more frequently utilized and our imaginations more activated within the message. The actual messages conveyed vary depending on what is going on in our lives. Sometimes Spirit communicates to provide insights, support, guidance, and hope. At other times, we are forewarned of danger, given glimpses of potential future events, and urged to heed caution. It still never ceases to amaze me how we humans find it so hard to accept messages of hope and love. However, send us a message of pending doom, and we are much quicker to respond. True. Unfortunately, it usually takes the threat of impending doom and danger to get our attention and motivate us into action. Are you the exception of this rule or the norm? No judgment, just asking. Okay, your move. Give hope abundantly. Hope is the expectation or promise of a positive outcome. Hope is playing the optimist instead of the pessimist. Hope is a dream, like water is to a seed. It is integral in manifesting a positive future. Start having a more positive outlook on your life and the lives of others. Do not be afraid to let people believe in miracles, even those who are terminally ill. Imagine the outcome of success and then watch your spirit grow. Receive hope graciously. To heal is to accept hope into your life with grace and ease. When you open your heart to hope, you are opening your energy field to receive blessings from the divine. When someone sends positive vibes your direction, please accept them with open arms. Do not be the naysayer who insists nothing will ever change. Receive the gift of hope as easily and gratefully as you would a compliment. And if you have trouble with that, maybe start there. Receive a compliment. Give thanks for these positive words or blessings and believe an encouraging outcome will arrive. This is the next one. Reevaluate your largest struggles. Take a closer look. Take a closer look at all the elements in your life you believe are a struggle. For some, it might be weight issues. For others, financial concerns. Still others struggle with health and well-being. It does not really matter where the resistance lies. What we are looking for are the elements in your life where you have lost all hope in changing. The hardships you feel that are just destined to be. Ask yourself what lesson you have learned from these hardships. Then give yourself, that's not what it says, just a minute. Then give your concerns to your angels and declare you are no longer controlled by these struggles. No longer controlled. Give yourself permission to give your hopeless situation a good dosing of hope. Send light towards each struggle and visualize it no longer being an obstacle in your life. Accept a positive outcome. Receive change. Receive change. And finally, send hope to Mother Earth. So many people in our world, I'm going to say that again. So many people believe our world is in danger. There are countless theories of doom, global warming, environmental catastrophes, widespread disease, famine, and war. And certainly, there is cause for concern. There is. For society has not been kind to Mother Earth or each other. Fact. The struggles of our world have already been identified, though. So there is cause for hope and optimism. There's no need to dwell on the negative. In fact, to do so would be detrimental. Begin to send our world hope. Raise the bar for your expectations of positive outcome. Become more active in making constructive changes. More active in making constructive changes. And send uplifting energies across the globe. Hope, light, and love will change our world. Thank you once again. I'll see you next time.